Hello dear students, how are you all? Hopefully you are well. Today we are going to discuss about chapter 5.1 and this is our third lecture, and this third lecture actually consists of 22, 23 and 25. Fortunately, these three maths will be your homework as well as today's lecture. And this is the third lecture, and hopefully this maths will be very much benefited for you as the previous two lectures. Okay, our first math says 120 coins of 25 paisa and 50 paisa together with 35 taka. What is the number of coins of each kind? That means actually there is given 120 coins. We have 120 coins. Among them 25 paisa and 50 paisa, these two actually together there is 35 taka. Actually we don't know how many 25 paisa or how many 50 paisa was there, but there is given information that is 35 taka. That is the together our total taka is 35. So how can we solve these types of math? This is our first math. Okay, solution procedure will be let the number of 20 paisa is x and the number of 50 paisa, not 20, sorry, 25 and 50 paisa will be what? There is 120 coins. So if there is the coin for 25 paisa's coin, if the number of 25 paisa's coin is x, then the 50 paisa's coin will be, that must be 120 minus x. 120 minus x. Okay, so here now the question is this 2 taka or the 25 paisa and the 50 paisa, there is given some money and the total money will be 35 taka. So it can be written as according to question, that is according to question our x into, actually x is our the number of 25 paisas is x, and here is given with x paisa, that will be x into 25. Why? Because there is 25 paisa, so x number of x coin, that was total money will be 25 into x, plus the total money for 50 paisa will be 120 minus x into 50 paisa, equal to our total paisa will be 35 into 100. Why? Because here is 35 taka, we are just converting it into paisa, so it will be 35 into 100 paisa. Now let's calculating 25x plus this into this, if we are multiplying, then it will be 60 and 00 minus 50x equal 35 into 00. So it is approximately 25, not approximately, it's exactly 25 minus 50, it is minus 25, and this minus this will be minus 2500. Then x will be minus 2500 divided by minus 25, and finally we will get 100. So here x equal to 100. So the number of 25 paisas is x. So the it will be the number of 25 paisas, actually paisas coin will be 100, and the number of 50 paisas coin will be 120 minus 100, that is 20 pieces. So 20 pieces of 50 paisas coin will be 20, and the number of 25 paisa will be 100. So this 120, these two are the required answer. So this is how we can solve these types of math. Okay, this is a second math, and this second math actually talking about a car passed over some distance at speed 60 km per hour and passed over the rest of distance of at the speed of its 40 km per hour. The car passed over the total distance of 240 kilometers per hour. How far did the car passed over at the speed of 60 km per hour? Actually, what is talking about the question? Here is given some information. We have to rearrange the information first. Here there is talking about some part. Actually, the car, actually some of the part has passed by the velocity of 60 km per hour, and the rest, that is 40 km per hour. That means actually if you are trying to understand the math, then suppose this is the total distance. According to our question, there is talking about the car passed over the total distance of 240 km. That means our total distance is 240 km. Our total distance is given, that is 240 km. And here is also given information, that is total distance must have to be completed in 5 hours. It is actually required for 5 hours. So total 5 hours needed to cover the total part. And our first line actually talking about, this is the total part, where our first part may be this. We may think that this part has the car was passed for 60 km per hour, and the rest of the part it covers for 40 km per hour. So we don't know which part, and this part has covered by which hour, and this part has covered by which hour. So if it is possible to actually assumption that our first part covered within the x hour, if our first part covered with x hour, then our second part, or with 40 km per hour velocity, it will cover must have to 5 minus x hour. Maybe one question arises in your mind, why it is 5 minus x? Because our total part must have to covered by 5 hours. That's why we can say if this part needed x hour, then our rest of the part must have to needed total part minus this. So here what actually we can understand from this figure, here is given our first part, there is given a velocity, and there we can understand the time. Velocity and time is given for the first part, and the second part here is also velocity and time is given. So if we can understand, or if it is given the velocity and time, then it is very much easier for you to find out the distance. The distance will be s equals to vt. We know it very much, it is a very popular formula, because you may memorize this type of formula from physics. And always I tell you that physics is nothing but the mathematics, or applied mathematics, or physics is the branch of higher mathematics. That's why we can use this type of formula for math very easily. So from first part it will be actually v1 into t, that is 60 into x, and for second part it will be what, 40 into x minus 5 minus x. So this is our s2 and this is our s1, and our total s equal to s1 plus s2, isn't it? Total distance must have to this distance plus this distance. So we can say s equal s1 plus s2. From this formula we can actually calculate our answer. So this is the basic understanding from the math. Now we have to solve our regular procedure, this math. That is, here we have to first our assumption will be, let us assume that there needed time required to cover or time required for 60 km per hour is x hour. So this is our first assumption, and our second assumption is time required for 40 km per hour will be 5 minus x hour. So here is given the velocity, here is the distance. So our first distance, the first part of the distance, first part of distance will be S1 suppose, and it is V into T, that is just that's multiplying V, that is 60 km per hour into X, 60 into X, and second part or the rest of the part, so rest of the part of distance will be S2, that is 40 into 5 minus X. So our total distance will be S1 plus S2, because this part plus this part, and our total distance is also given 240. So according to question we can write 60x plus 40 into 5 minus x equal to 240, isn't it? Okay, so 60x plus 200 minus 40x equal to 240. If we are calculating 40 minus 60 to be 20x, so if it is going this way, then it will be 40. So x equals to what? 2. So x equal to 2, and here x is our required time. Here is talking about the how far did the car passed over at the speed of 60 km per hour. That is, for 60 km per hour, our time required only 2 hours. So 2 hours is our required answer. So answer will be 2 hours. So this is how we can solve these types of math. No need to worry, no need to write more and more. Just think the concept, and you have to make your concept clear to solve these types of math. Okay. So this is our last math, and this is our CQ, and this CQ is very much important for you also. Here I wanted to just reminded you, this is the only CQ for 5.1. So try to give more focus on this math. Okay, this CQ says number of passengers in a steamer is 376. The fare per head of cabin is thrice than that for the deck. The fare per head deck is 60 taka is given, and total fare collection is 33,840 taka also. So what information is given for here? It is given the number of passengers in the steamer. There is given the total number of passengers. Total number of passengers is 376. Second information is given, that is the fare for the per head cabin fare is thrice than the deck. Cabin fare is thrice than the deck. It is the other information. Last information is given, that is the fare per head is 60 taka for the deck. So deck fare is 60 taka, and for our total collection is 33,840 taka. And here our first question, there is we have to just assumption that number of passengers in deck is x. There is a assumption for the deck passengers is x, and we have to form an equation. So since here is given the letting the number of passengers for x in deck, so let the number of passengers in deck equal to x. If the number of passengers in deck is x, then the number of passengers in cabin is what? Our total, there is a total number of passengers was 376. If the number of passengers for deck is x, then cabin must have to 376 minus x. Okay, so this is the number of passengers in deck, and this is the number of passengers in cabin. Now the relation with the passengers with the fare is given. Here is given the fare of the deck, fare per head. The fare per head for deck is 60 taka, and the fare per head for cabin will be what? that must be the thrice, so it will be multiplied by 3. It will multiply by 3, that is 180 taka. So this is the fare, this is the part of the fare, and this is the part for the passengers. Now our total taka is collected, that is 33,840. So how many taka has been collected from the deck? It must be 60x. It must be 60x. And the taka collected from the cabin will be 180 into this. 180 into 376 minus 6. And our total taka will be 33,840. Maybe this is not clear for you. I wanted to make clear. If one person from deck gives 60 taka, then what will be for x? That must be 60 into x. If one person gives 180 taka for cabin, then the passengers from cabin will be given eto into eto. So our total money from the steamer is this. So this is the equation, and this is the main actually the equation what we have to form from the number 1, and this is how we can solve the equation, and this is our question number 1. Now our question number 2. Question number 2 says find the number of passengers in deck and cabin. Here we already assume that the number of passengers is x and number of passengers in cabin. So we must have to find the value of x. How we can find the value of x? By solving the equation. So now we have to solve this equation. How? Just see. From 2 you just write from here that this is our number 2, and this part can be written, or you may just go like this. From 1 we get what? From 1 we get an equation. The equation is 60x plus 180 into 376 minus x equal 33840. This equation was found from number 1. So you may start from here, or you may write this 2 line also for your understanding. Okay, so from 1 we get this. So we have to solve this equation. 60x plus 180 into this. What will be the multiplication of this? It will be 67680. 67680 minus 180 into x will be 33840. Then minus 60 to this, it will be minus 120, and if we minus this and this, then it will be it is 120 into x equal this into this. If we are just subtracting this 2, then we get approximately 33840 minus 33840. So x equals to minus 33840 divided by minus 1 to 0. If we are dividing this 2, then it will be 282. If we are dividing this 2, it will be 282. So the number of passengers in deck, it is 282. So what will be the cabin? Just subtracting 376 minus this. So number of passengers in deck. So the number of passengers in deck will be 282, and the number of passengers in cabin, it will be these two subtracting, then 376 minus 282, and it is approximately 94, and this is our answer number 2. This is our answer number 2. And number 3 question says what is the fare per head for cabin? What is the fare per head for cabin? We have already found from number 1. So just you need to show again. So this is our number 2. Just I wanted to erase this, and with erasing we just write that our number 3, that is what is the fare per head for cabin. That is here already given the fare per head for deck, per head for deck is 60 taka, and here is also given the fare of the cabin. The fare per head for cabin is thrice than that the deck. So just write here according to question, the fare per head, or you may write actually the fare per head for cabin is equals to 60 into 3. That's why we are writing according to question, because that question says, it's not us, it's just question says it is thrice, so it will do 180 taka. So this is our required answer. So this is how we can solve this math very easily, and hopefully this lecture is very much benefited for you, and just try to practice more and more to understand all of the math clearly. So stay home, remain safe. Thank you very much.